In this video I am talking about this Viltrox 85mm f1.8 lens, first non-Nikon autofocusing lens for Nikon Z cameras. If you are here for the first time, my name is Pav, and here on my channel I talk about photography and video related gear, Nikon, Sony, Fuji, Panasonic and more. If this is something that you are interested in, then please consider subscribing. So yes, until now, for whatever reason, there was no third-party lenses for Nikon Z cameras. You had an option to adapt Nikon F lenses or use native Nikon S line, and that's it. This new offering from Viltrox is changing this, and this is the first Nikon Z mount autofocusing lens that isn't Nikon. I have reviewed two APS-C lenses from Viltrox previously on the Fuji X-T4 camera, and I was very impressed with their build quality and performance they delivered. So when I heard that this is coming out, I was very excited to try it on my Nikon Z6. Before I go into details about this lens, I must say that it was supplied to me by Viltrox for this review. However, I wasn't paid or asked to say anything specific about it by Viltrox or anyone else, so this is my honest and 100% unbiased opinion about this lens. And this lens really doesn't disappoint. If you never used Viltrox lenses before, it is very easy to make an assumption that they are just novelty Chinese lenses. But in my experience with these, and especially this one, they are very good. First impression is that it feels and looks like any much more expensive lens. In fact, in my opinion, it's better built than most of Nikon S lenses. But let's talk about the most important thing first. Does it actually deliver? Yes, it really does. It is very quick autofocusing, silent, and it delivers nice colors and contrast. And eye autofocus works very well without any issues. The sharpness is very good. I wouldn't say it is as sharp as Nikon 85mm f1.8 S lens, but it is very, very close. But just like with other Viltrox lenses I have used, I had to add tiny amount of sharpening now and then to finish them off, but I wouldn't say that it produces soft images wide open. It doesn't. It's just not razor sharp every single time. I also wouldn't say that it is a problem, especially considering its price, but about that a little bit later. As with all Z cameras, you can override autofocus with the manual focus ring, and this lens can communicate the focusing distance with the camera when in manual focusing mode, showing a little scale on the bottom of the display. The thing is that it does not feel like a budget lens at all. Great focal length for portrait photography, but also everyday run-of-the-mill lens, good for majority of photography and videography styles. The bokeh is very smooth and creamy, but unfortunately, to me, lacks of character. A lot of really cheap or vintage lenses, as well as the expensive premium top-of-the-range ones, deliver more than just a blur. I personally define the character of the bokeh, in my opinion, if it changes your perception of what the reality really looks like, and when it adds something special to the blurred parts of the image, and also how the blur defines that specific lens. Does it actually belong to that exactly model? This produces really nice bokeh, don't get me wrong, but it's just not unique in any way for me. This might be a good thing if that's what you prefer. Personally, it looks safe to me. Good safe. There's a very small amount of vignetting wide open and a tiny bit of pinned cushion distortion, nothing that cannot be fixed easily in post. But Viltrox is actually supplying a lens profile correction file you can download from their website for Lightroom Photoshop to correct it automatically. Great service considering that a lot of new lenses have to wait months for Adobe to update lens profiles. At first I was struggling to see any chromatic aberration. It crept up on a very rare occasion, nowhere as near as it does with many much more expensive lenses than this. Overall, the images this lens produces are very good and definitely worth Nikon Z cameras. For video, this lens is almost completely silent autofocusing. You literally need to put a microphone on top of it, facing it, for it to be a problem. The autofocusing is very good, smooth and accurate. It doesn't hunt. The changes are smooth and gradual, and it is very much on par with any Nikon S lens. I think it is focused by wire, but the focus ring is very firm and nice to turn. In manual focusing mode, It is the same as with photography. The camera can show the distance scale on the camera screen or viewfinder, which helps with manual focusing direction and speed when you don't have focusing markers on the lens or hard stops on either end of focus travel. This lens is built very well. There's no buttons or switches on it. Larger, as I mentioned a moment ago, very firm to turn focus ring. Probably not everyone is going to love this focus ring, but I think it's okay. The resistance really helps to get smoother focus pulls, especially when filming with it. Maybe not the best if you need to get instant, super quick manual changes, but I don't think this lens was designed for that. It is auto-focusing lens after all. The best to describe how the manual focusing feels, it feels like a dampened tripod fluid head when turned, kind of nice and firm. The whole lens feels very solid, all metal, and it weighs 540 grams. Not exactly featherweight. Marginally heavier than the Nikon version, which weighs 470 grams. 9 aperture blades, 72mm filter thread, and a minimum focusing distance of 80 centimeters. There is a USB socket on the back of the lens for very easy updating the firmware, and I heard of a trick to change the Sony version of this lens from f1.8 to f1.6 via USB. I'll be trying it out soon with this lens, and if it does work, I'll make a separate video about it soon. There's no image stabilization built in or any weather sealing. Considering how good this lens performs, the price will be a decisive factor for a lot of Nikon Z users who want 85mm. This lens retails for £336 here in UK or $399 in US. That makes it almost half price of the Nikon f1.8S lens. Is the Nikon lens twice better than this? I don't think so. This is pretty good and it will give Nikon run for their money. Saying that, it isn't a perfect lens, but if you know what you are doing, certainly good enough to shoot professionally with and get away with it. The very budget-friendly price, and considering that it literally has got no competition right now from any other third-party manufacturer, it's a great value for money. Conclusion, this is a great choice of lens for your Nikon Z camera. No doubt. It should really not be compared directly with Nikon S version, but treated as an alternative. If you want to save money and get well-built, high-quality lens capable of delivering very decent results, then you should certainly consider this. It won't feel or look out of place on any Z camera, and it will deliver images and videos that you can seriously be proud of. Great piece of kit, and I'd definitely buy it myself. Let's hope that this is just the beginning and we will soon see not only more focal lengths from Viltrox for Nikon Z, but also from Tamron and Sigma. It's about time. And this is it from me. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me the thumbs up. To show your support, buy me a coffee. The link is below this video. Check out my t-shirt shop, and if you are thinking of buying this lens, use one of my affiliate links below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Overall, the image this lens produces, the best to describe how the autofocus. I literally think I had no outtakes here. It's a wrap.